Hi, everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm sorry I'm a little late today, and also that I look like ass on toast because I was up half the night sneezing into my pillow. I'm going in about an hour to get a COVID test, my first one since I was vaccinated. I was vaccinated back in March, had both my Pfizer shots, and have been fine. And it could completely just be an old school cold or flu or whatever. But since I'm supposed to get on a plane on Thursday, I will do the responsible thing and find out whether I'm positive. If there's anybody here, hi, there's one person here. If there's anybody here that has had the Delta variant, if you could let me know what your symptoms were. I was reading a little bit about it. It's not exactly the same as when it first came around. It's less, they're saying you don't lose your smell as easily. I can smell things. So anyway, I'm just wondering, I'm going to get the test in about an hour and I can come back here tomorrow morning and let you know. So good morning. I started doing these last week, and one of the things I told you I would do it, get up in the morning and go on Twitter and find some things that were interesting to me and maybe bring them to you or to your attention. One thing you can do to see what I think are a lot of smart people talking about some interesting things, maybe giving you some things you don't expect, you can go over to at Paloma Media on Twitter, Paloma Media, and we have a list there called Upper Class Tweets, which is kind of a play on the Monty Python Upper Class Twits. And I think there's 50 or 70 people that we stuck on that list, and they are people that I consider to be writing with a pretty good sensibility, bringing you stuff you might not expect. And I did run into a few things this morning. One piece that was published by Michael Powell of the New York Times, who is doing some incredible work on what's going on in the schools and anti-racism in general. He had a big piece that was in the paper yesterday. I'm sure it published on Friday in the Times, but I missed it. So in case you did, I did post that to my Twitter feed. I thought it was interesting. Talked to some people you've heard from before, including Paul Rossi, who called out some stuff that was going on in his New York City private school, Grace, I think it's called Grace Church School. I've had this experience myself. I went to a school in Brooklyn, back in the 70s and 80s called St. Anne's School. It is a private school that definitely has upped their commitment to anti-racism, and they sent home they sent to the alumni a reading list of what they were giving the kids over the summer, or they had given them last year, including the kindergartners. And I can tell you that some of us that had gone there previously were a bit put off by how deeply they were drinking of this and the ways that they were doing it. I understand why they're doing it, but I don't think they're going about it in the right way. Anyway, you can go read Michael's article. Another really good link I saw. I have not listened to This American Life in years. Mostly, I don't live someplace where I'm in the car all the time, so I'm not listening to the radio. But there is a This American Life episode with someone trying to get out of Afghanistan, and he is standing in a canal on the phone with someone in the States who is trying to help him get the attention of a Canadian soldier. That is, I don't need to tell you. Go listen to the first 20 minutes of it. Again, it's linked on my Twitter feed. I'm Nancy Rom, NANCYROMM. It was pretty good journalism. I'm going to change tacks right now to what I consider not very good journalism. So there are some columnists that work for major newspapers in this country that really bug me. I would say the one that most consistently bugs me is Margaret Sullivan over at the Washington Post. I've tweeted about this before. I've had discussions about this before. And the reason I feel this way is I never feel that she's breaking any new ground. She's telling people, she's telling her audience what they want to hear. I don't consider that to be a seismically interesting role of the journalist, to tell people what they want to hear. Obviously this is something I'm banging the drum about all the time. I mean, we see it in so many areas, whether it's politics or it's in Portland or whatever. So anyway, another columnist I'm not super crazy about is Charles Blow at the New York Times. And he had a piece today. Here it is. You can see it. He's talking about, well, I'll just read it to you since it's not reading here. He's basically, Ron DeSantis, how many COVID deaths are enough? And he is calling out DeSantis for DeSantis's policies on masking in Florida and the rise in COVID hospitalizations and Delta. And I was reading this article, and he's calling out Trump, obviously, because he considers, DeSantis to be the the next possible Republican candidate for president, or just, basically someone that was on Trump's side, or he believes he was on Trump's side. And the first thing I thought was, you could just stick Cuomo's name in here if you're talking about following bad or not following COVID data. I don't see Cuomo as less mercenary than Trump was. You can go back and look at some of the Paloma Media videos that we've done here. Lizzie Wolf and I were talking about this recently. I think it's, again, I think Blow is someone who is telling his audience what he thinks they want to hear. I'm going to make this pretty quick because I have to go get my COVID test, but I thought for 1 second I would talk a little bit about the health insurance racket, and I wonder if anyone here has experienced this too. I had health insurance until the end of last December because my husband and I, we had a plan that was in Oregon at HMO. Kaiser loved it. It's like a medical machine. You'd walk in, you get your thing done over here, they throw you over here. Well, we don't have that anymore. So I've been kind of scrambling. I did sign up for this cool thing here in New York City called Forward. It literally is like walking into Westworld. You walk in, they stick you in something that reads all of your vitals, and it's good, and you can use them as your primary care, and I like it. But you got to have maybe something else, something catastrophic. Well, has anyone here tried to go online and sign up for health insurance, or sign up to just find out information about health insurance? If I can help you out at all, don't do it, because the minute you put your information in, you will get, I probably got at least 300 cold calls from people wanting to offer you stuff, and a lot of it is just garbage. I actually got ripped off. I got my money back because I put it on a credit card, but it is really racket out there. And if anybody here has a brother-in-law or a friend that works for Blue Cross, that I can just call them and sign up for health insurance, either as a single person or as a couple or through my company, we could get a little small group plan going, then let me know. I'm easy to find. I'm here with you today drinking out of my Reason magazine cup, which I actually paid for. But what I also have, which apparently nobody else has, or very few people have, is my Reason face mask, which I will wear going on the subway up to 42nd Street to get my test. I got this because I was asked by someone at Reason. There was a donor that said he'd give some money if I would send him a copy of To the Bridge. So I did, and then Reason sent me some swag, which was very nice. But I have something potentially for two of you people out there. So I got home from the weekend. I was away, I was upstate. And when there was a box waiting for me from Brilliance Publishing, which publishes To the Bridge. Amazon publishes it, but anyway, when you want hard copies. And I was like, I didn't order any books. Oh, what is it? It's the Russian edition of my book called MOCT, which just means bridge. Anyway, it's in Russian, obviously, and I have 5 copies of it, and I'm going to give away 2 copies. If you want to write to me either here or directly, I'm easy to find, or you can find me on Twitter, and tell me why I should send you this book if you read Russian. And it's also it's a really cool cover, and it's a really cute size. Like, it would fit in your purse or your backpack or your hand or whatever. Like, I'd take it on the subway if I were reading it. Okay, that's it for this morning, guys. Thanks for joining me. Sorry again that I was late. I just was up in the night doing flu-related things. So I'll report back here tomorrow, let you know what's going on. Have a great Monday. Bye.